Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. After being the third seed in the Western Conference, they just lost in the first round to the Minnesota Timberwolves 4-1, which is crazy. Now, I'm not going to come on here and say fire JJ Redick. It's time for LeBron to retire. This was just a bad situation overall for the Lakers. They ran to the better team, and you can disagree with that. But when I look at the Timberwolves, they had the recipe to go out there and to defeat this team. When they first traded Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks to bring in Luka, the biggest trade in NBA history, you lost a lot of size, you lost a lot of defense. Anthony Davis was a great player with the Los Angeles Lakers in terms of playing great defense at times and was an excellent rebounder. Luka, you can make the case he's a very good rebounder. Luka is not a good defender. And the same with LeBron James at this stage of his career. They're not going to go out there and play defense on the perimeter. So now when you have players like Anthony Edwards who can get to the rim on a consistent basis, you have Julius Randle who can operate from the three-point line and a mid-range shot. You're playing a dangerous game. And on top of that, you never brought in a true big man. Now, I can't come on here and trash Rob Pelinka and say that he's a terrible general manager. He deserves his contract extension. He tried to go out there and he attempted to bring in Mark Williams. Mark Williams is a very good big for the Charlotte Hornets. They tried to trade Dalton Knecht for Mark Williams. He even went to Twitter and he had a smiley face when the Lakers lost in the first round. Mark Williams would have been a major X factor for the Lakers. The problem is this. He was dealing with a back injury at the time. And if you pay attention to the Charlotte Hornets, he's always injured. He's rarely healthy for a long stretch of the season, but he's a young player. The Lakers tried to bring him in. He failed his physical, dealing with a back injury. The Lakers said, hell no. Dalton Knecht is one of our best three-point shooters in the regular season. We're going to bring him back. The Hornets wanted Dalton Knecht so bad, they went to Adam Silver and they said, is there anything that you can do? He said no. If he failed the physical, he failed the physical. And we got to see what the Lakers could do in the regular season. Phenomenal team. 50-32 in the year. That's nothing to scoff at. There's nothing to just say they got lucky. They were playing very good defense on the perimeter because of adjustments by JJ Redick. At the same time, even though they played very well against elite level competition like the Oklahoma City Thunder, against the Houston Rockets, they were getting exposed on the interior with their defense and lack thereof. You didn't have a true big man. You had Jackson at the center position. Jackson Hayes is not it. And no offense to him, it's the reason why JJ Redick did not play him in Game 5 against the Timberwolves. He was getting cooked by Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, and Anthony Edwards. He is more so of a power forward, and even then, he's shaky. He's not a starting caliber player in the NBA. If he's coming off your bench for 10 to 15 minutes, fine. As a starting player, he's not it. So they ran to this type of situation. Rudy Gobert is known to be one of the best defensive players in the NBA over the last couple of years. You can say that he's overrated. I wouldn't disagree with you, but I do respect Rudy Gobert more than other people. He's a very good rebounder. He's very good at blocking shots at times. On perimeter, he's horrible. We've seen him guard LeBron James and Luka. They always cook him. But as an interior defender, he's going to block the basketball a lot. Rudy Gobert had the game of his life in Game 5. 27 points, 24 rebounds. Let me say that again. Rudy Gobert, who is known for being a defensive player, damn near had 30 points in this team. 27 points, 24 rebounds. When you look at the Lakers, they got out-rebounded by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves had 54 rebounds as a team, 18 offensive rebounds. The Lakers had 37 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds. The second chance points hurt the Lakers over and over again. It was so many situations to where LeBron and Luka, they're trying to go down there and crash and just get a rebound. Gobert throws the ball out to Anthony Edwards, goes in for a 3. Throws the ball out to Dante DiVincenzo, goes out for a 3. Throws the ball out to Julius Randle. He may miss, gets it right back to Julius Randle. He goes in for a 3. Those second chance points hurt. Or Rudy Gobert goes up, he gets fouled and won. So this offseason, bring in a big. You don't have to go out there and bring in a top tier big, but you can bring in a big man on the same level as Mark Williams in free agency. But you have to bring in a 3-and-D big. The key situation here for the Lakers, you have Luka, you have LeBron. You can win now and you can also win later. Luka has proven in the past he can get to the Western Conference Finals as the leader of his team. He can get to the NBA Finals. He just did it last season as the best offensive player on his team with the Mavericks. What did the Mavericks have around him? a bunch of good defensive playmakers, 3-and-D players, but a bunch of bigs that could roll to the rim and be lob threats. That's the key here for the Lakers. And you don't trade Austin Reeves. I know that Austin Reeves is very inconsistent against the Timberwolves. He didn't step up. But Austin Reeves is still a very good player to have in the regular season. In Game 5, he had 12 points, 5 of 14 from the field, 2 of 10 from 3. That is terrible. But the Timberwolves have one of the best defenses in the NBA for a reason. I would like to see them keep on and try to continue to develop Austin Reeves. That's one thing that JJ Redick was hell-bent on doing in his first year with the Lakers. And that's also something else I want to bring up. JJ Redick did a very good job. He's a better coach than Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham was completely terrible. And they got to the Western Conference Finals with LeBron and the same with Anthony Davis. But it's a different type of sets that JJ Redick will run. You let him develop in one more season with JJ Redick. If it doesn't work out in the regular season, you can move on from Austin Reeves. You can bring in a better forward or a better big. But the fact that you brought in Luka tells me a lot about the future of this organization. You want to build around Luka, and you still want to try to squeeze the prime out of LeBron. Say what you want to say about LeBron. He is still one of the best players to have in basketball. So as long as you have those two players, Luka can take that pressure off LeBron. LeBron can still put pressure on the rim, kick it out to a man for a wide open three. You're going to be in a good situation. Look at Finney Smith. You brought him over from the Dallas Mavericks. Finney Smith has 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. He has to hit his shots. Rui Hachimura had 23 points in Game 5. He did the best that he could. He played phenomenal. And even though I'm giving a lot of credit to LeBron and Luka, they did not step up in Game 5. LeBron James had 22 points on the day, 3 turnovers, 9 of 21 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. Luka, also 28 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 7 of 18 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. And Austin Reeves really had a terrible game. He had 6 turnovers on the day to add on top of his terrible shooting percentage. But it happens. You stick with those young players. Just bring in a big and bring in some better bench production. They had the worst bench in the NBA playoffs this time around. Worse than the Miami Heat, worse than the Memphis Grizzlies. And both of those teams got swept in the first round. Memphis Grizzlies by OKC, the Miami Heat by the Cleveland Cavaliers. The bench unit was non-existent. So you're putting a rookie head coach against a veteran head coach and Chris Finch. And let's just not come on here and make the Minnesota Timberwolves seem like they're just a scrub team. They dealt with a lot of injuries this year. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they're very good. Have to give them credit. You put JJ Redick, a rookie head coach, in this situation. He only had 5 to 6 consistent men that he could play. Jackson Hayes was unplayable. He didn't play him in Game 5. He's not a good player. So he's going out there and he's making LeBron James play 40 minutes a game. The same with Luka, 40 minutes a game. Austin Reeves, 41 minutes in Game 5. Rui Hachimura, 40 minutes. Finney Smith, 30 minutes. Gabe Vincent had 26 minutes in Game 5. Gabe Vincent is not a good player for the contract that he has right now. He'll have his moments in the regular season. And this is what I hate that the Lakers have done. This is the second player that you got from the Miami Heat that was an undrafted free agent. Don't ever do this ever again. You did this with Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn hurt his knee. He was non-existent for the Lakers. Gabe Vincent was cardio man in Game 5. Gabe Vincent played 26 minutes, 0 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. The reason why you signed him in free agency a couple of years ago, he was a huge instrumental part to why the Miami Heat went to the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets. When are teams going to learn their lesson? The Miami Heat just have that culture to where they make undrafted players look very good. Gabe Vincent has a lot of wide open shots. He's missing those shots. And he can't create his own shot. When you put him around LeBron James and Luka, just look at him on the court. He's shell-shocked. That's not a good situation to have around Luka and LeBron. You need to move off of him. Trade him for a second-round pick. Trade him for a big that can just fill out the roster spot that can be a very good body on the defensive end. And the rest of the players that they have on the bench, they're not too much better than Gabe Vincent. Now, I will say this about Jared Vanderbilt. I really like Jared Vanderbilt personally. He's a very good defender on the perimeter. He's a very good lob threat. He's an athlete. The jump shot, hit or miss. I like Jared Vanderbilt. You don't have to hold on to him because he's dealt with injuries in the past. You can move off from him. But he's a solid player that you can have around. But when you get into these playoff settings, You need to have a true big man. And if you don't have a big that can go out there and dominate the boards, you better have your three-point shot on lock every single day. And that's tough to do. We're in a three-point shooting league, but the three-point shot is not going to always be there. Stephen Curry, one of the best three-point shooters, in my opinion, the best three-point shooter in NBA history. He has some off nights. You're depending so much on LeBron and Luka to create for everyone else. They still need help. And I know it's the running joke, LeBron always needs help, but it's true. You need to fill out this roster with better talent. And it's not me just blaming Rob Pelinka all for this. They should have kept Anthony Davis. They would have been a better team. They did the right thing. You had the chance to get a younger player and Luka, a player that can go out there and help you win right now, and for damn sure can help you win for the next 5 to 10 years. But you had to build the right roster around him. And year one with JJ Redick in the regular season, it was a success. In the postseason, unfortunately, it didn't work out. I'm not going to come on here and crash out and say, fire JJ Redick, he got exposed. I think long term, he's going to be one of the best head coaches in the NBA. The fact that he got this team to being the 3rd seed with Luka missing time. The man missed a lot of time this season with the Lakers and also with the Dallas Mavericks. And I really like Luka's skill set a lot. The fact that he was able to do that with LeBron. They had a top defense at a point in time. They were on that major winning streak on the perimeter. I like this. I like what they have long term with Luka and with LeBron James. And as a LeBron James fan, unfortunately, I don't see him playing for the next 5 to 8 years. That's damn near impossible. But as long as he's able to go out there and still suit up for you, you're going to be okay. Fill out the roster with better players. And you may want to revisit that Mark Williams trade. May want to possibly bring him in. But in order for the Lakers to win a championship over the next few years, you need to have better bench production, 3-and-D players, especially perimeter players, that can go out there and guard players like Anthony Edwards, Shea, Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler. Those players are not going anywhere anytime soon. And you look at the Houston Rockets, they have a lot of good perimeter players. That's going to be your competition moving forward. And the same with the Los Angeles Clippers. With James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, you need to have those defensive players that can pressure those top offensive players, run certain zone coverage. And you look at what JJ Redick ran into against Rudy Gobert. You never want to have that happen ever again. Just a bunch of live passes. And Luka got a taste of his own medicine. Luka in the past took advantage of a team like the Timberwolves when Rudy Gobert was off the court. A bunch of live passes to the rim. They did it to him. And I will say this, when you go against the Minnesota Timberwolves and the problem that the Lakers really faced besides Rudy Gobert, it was Naz Reid. Naz Reid's going out there, corner threes, he's crushing them. Even when they take their big man off the court, they have a big man that's a stretch big, one of the best three-point shooters at a big man position, just knocking down, draining threes from the corner. Even though I really like JJ Redick, next season, the attention to detail better be there in terms of those wide open threes on the corner. I am sick and tired of seeing the Lakers give up wide open threes on the corner. We saw this with Darvin Ham. With Frank Vogel, he did a very good job with the defensive patterns. There is no reason to why you're a player in the NBA, and I'm really talking about Vanderbilt here and Finney Smith. You're out there on the elbow, and it's a wide open man in the corner, and he's just shooting threes repeatedly over and over and over again. And then when JJ Redick pays attention to the corners, and some of this is just on the players here, they're just cutting to the rim, backdoor cuts. What are the players doing? Coaching plays a huge part of the NBA in terms of having success and failures. But man, these players, you have to go out there and step up as well. Your IQ has to be better than that. There is no weak side protection around the rim, lack of size, but at the same time, you can slide over and help out. We saw them make those adjustments in the regular season. They just weren't able to do it in the postseason. But let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Los Angeles Lakers and what should they do long term. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.